Chapter 4, Body and Organization and Homeostasis. A tissue is a term used to describe a group of cells that work together that serve a common function. Humans have 4 primary tissue types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue covers the body surfaces, it lines the body cavities and organs, and it forms glands. Connective tissue serves as a storage site for fat, participates in our immunity, and provides support and protection for the internal organs. Muscle tissue is responsible for movement as well as for movement of substances through the body, such as acts to return blood to the heart. Nervous tissue conducts nerve impulses. Epithelial tissue covers our body surfaces, it lines the body cavities and organs, and it forms glands. All epithelial tissue share 2 structural characteristics: a free surface and a basement membrane. The free surface may be specialized for either protection, secretion, or absorption. The basement membrane binds the epithelial cells to the underlying connective tissue and also helps the epithelial tissue to resist stretching. The 3 basic shapes of epithelial cells are the squamous epithelia, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and these can either be a single layer of cells, or classified as stratified, multiple layers of cells. Squamous epithelium has flattened cells. The shape allows for diffusion of materials and can provide a slick surface to reduce friction, such as in the blood vessels that allows oxygen and carbon dioxide to readily diffuse. Cuboidal epithelia has cube-shaped cells. These cells are specialized for secretion and absorption, such as those that you would find in glands or linings of the kidneys. Columnar epithelia has tall column-shaped cells. These cells are specialized for secretion and absorption, such as those that would be lining the small intestine. Columnar epithelium typically has numerous finger-like folds on their exposed surfaces, which greatly increases the surface area for absorption. Goblet cells found within the columnar epithelia produce mucus, which facilitate the passage of food and protect the cells in the lining of the intestinal tract. This shows the simple squamous, which is a layer of flattened cells located in the air sacs of the lungs, the heart, the blood vessel lining, which allows exchange of nutrients, gases, and waste. Stratified squamous is going to be several layers of flattened cells located on the surface of the skin, in the lining of the mouth, esophagus, and the vagina. Provides protection against abrasion, infection, and drying out. Simple cuboidal is a layer of cube-shaped cells located in the linings of kidney tubules and glands, and functions in absorption and secretion. Stratified cuboidal would be typically 2 layers of cube-shaped cells. These are located in ducts of the mammary glands, the sweat glands, and the salivary glands, and function in protection. Simple columnar is a layer of tall, slender cells located in the lining of the intestines and respiratory tract, and functions in absorption and secretion. Stratified columnar are several layers of tall, slender cells located in the urethra, this is the structure in which urine is transported outside the body, and functions in protection and secretion. Glands are composed of epithelial tissue, and they can be classified either as exocrine or endocrine glands. Exocrine glands secrete their products into ducts. These ducts lead to the body's surfaces, cavities, or organs such as milk glands, oil glands, or sweat glands. Endocrine glands secrete their products such as hormones into spaces just outside the cells. Ultimately, the hormone will diffuse into the bloodstream to be carried throughout the body. So exocrine glands secrete theirs into ducts, whereas endocrine glands secrete their products just into spaces right outside the cell, in which they'll diffuse into the bloodstream to be transported throughout the body to their target receptors. Connective tissue is the most abundant and widely distributed tissue in the body. The most common role is to bind, such as ligaments and tendons, and support other tissues such as cartilage and bone. Certain connective tissues specialize in transport. Blood is a connective tissue, as well as provide an energy storage. Adipose tissue is also a connective tissue. Cells contained in an extracellular matrix of protein, fibers, and ground substances within connective tissue. Protein fibers include collagen, elastic, and reticular fibers. These protein fibers are produced by cells called fibroblasts. These fibroblasts are also responsible for tissue repair, and they're found both in loose and dense connective tissue, such as when our skin is cut. Fibroblasts, or the cells that move to an area, produce collagen fibers that help close the wound and provide a surface for the layer of skin to develop. Ground substances is a non-cellular matrix. It may be solid, such as in bone, fluid, such as in blood, or have a gelatin composite, such as that found in cartilage. This ground substance will be secreted by connective tissue cells themselves, or either by nearby cells. Connective tissue can be classified into two primary categories: connective tissue proper and specialized connective tissue. Connective tissue proper includes loose and dense connective tissue that differ only in the ratio of cells to the extracellular fibers. Loose connective tissue contains many cells and fewer loosely woven fibers. Loose connective tissue is typically used to cushion organs and to provide insulation. Examples are areola connective tissue and adipose tissue. Areola connective tissue functions as a universal packaging material between other tissues. It's found between muscles that allow one muscle to easily slide over another. Areola connective tissue also serves to anchor the skin to the underlying tissues and organs. Adipose tissue is a special connective tissue specialized for fat storage. Most of the body's long-term energy stores or reserves are stored as fat. Fat also serves as insulation around certain organs and acts to protect. Dense connective tissue is made of tightly woven fibers. It's found in ligaments, tendons, and the dermis. Ligaments connect bones to bone. Tendons connect muscles to bones. And the dermis is the layer below the epidermis of the skin. Specialized connective tissue includes cartilage, bone, and blood. Cartilage is tough, yet it is flexible and serves as a cushion between bones, as well as helps to maintain the structure of the body parts, such as the ear and the nose. Cartilage lacks blood vessels and nerves, thus it heals more slowly than bones. Three types differ in their flexibility and location. Three types are hyaline, elastic, and fibrocartilage. Hyaline cartilage is the most abundant and provides support and flexibility. It's found at the end of long bones, functioning to allow bones to slide past one another. Hyaline cartilage can also be found in parts of the nose, the ribs, the trachea, and the larynx. Elastic cartilage, such as that of the external ear, is more flexible and contains elastic fibers. Fibrocartilage has the fewest cells. However, these are made to withstand pressure, such as the knee joint, the vertebra of the spine. Fibrocartilage, like hyaline, contains collagen fibers. Fibrocartilage forms cushioning layers in the knee joints, in the vertebra, the shock-absorbing disc between the vertebra of the spine. So the fibrocartilage are made to withstand pressure. Bone protects and supports the internal structure. It facilitates movement along with muscles. It stores lipids in the yellow bone marrow. It also is the storage facility for calcium and phosphorus. It produces blood cells, produces blood cells in the red bone marrow. The red bone marrow is the birthplace of all formed elements. Formed elements is just another term to represent all blood cells. So red bone marrow is the birthplace of all formed elements. Blood consists of plasma, which is the liquid matrix, and the formed elements, or the blood cells. Formed elements are cells and cell fragments. You have the white blood cells, which are going to help in the immune system and to fight infection. The red blood cells, which is going to contain hemoglobin, which is going to be responsible for transporting oxygen to cells, as well as some of the carbon dioxide away from cells. The carbon dioxide is the byproduct waste of cellular respiration. Also contains platelets, which are going to help with the clotting process. So this is just a recap of what we've spoken about the arilla, the packaging connective tissue that's found between muscles, adipose, the storage, the dense connective, such as that found in tendons and ligaments, specialized connective tissues such as blood, the cartilage, the bone. Muscle tissue, there's basically three types that vary in structure, location, and whether they are classified as voluntary or involuntary. We have the skeleton muscle, which is voluntary. It's striated, which is going to occur because of the arrangement of proteins within the cell, giving it that striated appearance. And it has multiple nuclei, meaning that it has more than one nuclei. The cardiac is an involuntary muscle. It is striated, but it has a single nuclei, and it's located, of course, in the heart only. Smooth muscle is involuntary. It lacks striations, or it's non-striated, and it has a single nuclei. These are going to be found in many areas of the body, such as in blood vessels and internal organs. This shows the three different images of the muscle types. The skeleton muscles, you see the striations, which are result from the arrangement of proteins within that cell. It's voluntary, most attached to the skeleton and responsible for voluntary movement. The cardiac muscle has branching striated cells that have a single nucleus. It's involuntary, found in the wall of the heart. And these have specialized junctions. They have gap junctions we'll talk in a moment about. Smooth muscles found in walls of internal organs, blood vessels. The nervous system makes up the tissue type in the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. It consists of neurons and neuroglial cells. Neurons are the cell that generate the nerve impulses and conduct them to other neurons, muscle cells, or glands. Neuroglial cells outnumber neurons 10 to 1. Neuroglial cells support, insulate, and protect neurons. So this is an image of a neuron. The axon will be carrying that impulse, that message away from the cell. The dendrites are numerous extensions at the anterior portion of the axon that's going to be receiving the signals. The cell body will contain the nucleus, and the neuroglial cells that you see below the neuron represented in orange, these are the neuroglial cells that serve to support, insulate, and protect neurons, and they're more numerous than the neurons. Cell junctions can be classified as tight junctions, adhesion junctions, or gap junctions. Tight junctions form a leak-proof seal, and they're found between cells lining the urinary tract and digestive tract. Tight junctions create an impermeable junction that prevents exchange of material between cells. In the digestive tract, they prevent digestive enzymes and microorganisms from entering the blood. In the urinary system, prevents urine from passing through the epithelia in the urinary tract. Adhesion junctions resemble a riveted joint and found between skin cells that stretch. Adhesion junction holds cells together despite stretching. Plasma membrane of adjacent cells do not touch, but are bound together by intracellular filaments. These are found in tissues that are often stretched, such as the skin, the heart muscle, the uterus. Gap junctions connect adjacent cells through small pores. These gap junctions, such as in the heart muscle, allow cells to communicate by allowing small molecules and ions to pass from cell to cell. It's found in excitable tissues such as the heart and smooth muscle that help synchronize electrical activity. And this image shows the three cell junction types, the tight junction, adhesion junction, and gap junctions we just discussed. So this image shows you that in the tight junction, it's an impermeable junction, preventing that exchange of materials between cells, such as that in the digestive tract from entering the bloodstream. Adhesion junction holds cells together despite their stretching, such as that in the skin and the opening of the uterus. So it has those intracellular filaments. The gap junctions are those that we talked about that are found in excitable tissues such as the heart, allowing cells to communicate by allowing small ions to pass from cell to cell.